Welcome to Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing. I am your host, Jason Ryland. Hope everybody had a wonderful Easter holiday. I know we did. And now we're actually getting into our new segment called Goal Crusher. And that's exciting because what you're going to learn are the top reasons why people fail to accomplish their goals. In this episode, we want to make sure that you're ready to get focused on full of your energy, your goals. We want to make sure you're ready to your fullest potential with immense joy and excitement. We're just so ready to get you the answers you need to build and grow your business in your relationships and everything else. And we're going to talk about the truth about your goals. And the common, let's get something out of the way. The common meaning of a goal is something that any person wishes to achieve, but only we ourselves can truly define our unique goals to ourselves. Does that make sense, guys? Just want to make sure that we're clear on that, because your goals and what you is unique to you, not anybody else. Somebody might have a goal for you, but you need to make goals that are unique to you, okay? Because throughout civilization of the human race, every achievement originates from ideas and efforts from our ancestors. Since then, many individuals have gathered and aspired to achieve goals in their respective fields, right? We see it every day. In each generation we see it. We found meetings of our lives and our different goals that we possess and desire to achieve a certain purpose in life, no matter what it is. And by all means, we will use our best efforts to achieve these goals. Then, these achievements in turn inspire the next generation to improve and achieve more than our predecessors, have succeeded. Now, I want to also say that it's subjective, okay, to define a person's goal to another, because the chances for a person achieving his or her goal can depend on various factors, as shown by a multitude of research that I've done from various fields of study that I've done. While some pursuits of success are limited by certain factors, there are others whose success grows in different factors. I again wrote a whole book on this. Industry experts, business people, motivational speakers, entrepreneurs like myself have shared their knowledge, methods, and skills with all of us to achieve our targets and emulate their success. That's why we're here, right? Despite that, many often have overlooked the importance of setting their goals clear enough to utilize the information and skills they possess effectively. I actually have another segment. You can go look at our other podcasts that go about goal setting and about focusing on those things and distractions and mindfulness. But this we're gonna pound out how to crush these goals. Now, how do we perfectly set goals that will launch our work for success? That's the big question, right? But before trying to answer that question, we first have to understand why so many have failed to set their goals. I'm a Bruce Lee fan, and he has a quoted saying, "Don't fear failure. It's not failure, but low aim is the crime. In great attempt is glorious even to fail." And that's by Bruce Lee. Now, that it is so true, because how high is your aim? So let's go there, right? So sometimes it's glorious to fail because it leads you into bigger things. Now, the top 10 reasons that I have found in my research why people fail in setting goals. I need you to get your pen and paper ready. If you don't have time, pause it now. You can get back to it. Or if you're listening to this live, make sure that if you don't have something to write in, get it later. You're going to want to write this down. Number one is not realizing the importance of setting goals. That's key. The most habitual mistake during the planning stage is to ignore the importance of setting goals. In fact, most of you who do not understand that specifying goals for both the short term and the long term cannot find purpose, meaning, or even inspiration in your efforts to achieve these goals. Okay? Such mistakes happen, and it doesn't only affect your individual goal course, but your organization that's trying to build that on that course and its actions, and also the attitude towards those goals will change. Without a sense of purpose or meaning of the goals, that's key. Without a sense of purpose, guys, and why you're doing this, what the goals mean to you, you can't simply just say, well, if you have a passion for it and a desire for it, and then all of a sudden you're going to achieve this amazing success. That's not always true. You hear that from people all the time. What's your desire? What's your passion? That's great that you have that. What is the goal? What is the goal to get there? And what is the meaning behind that goal in order to get there? Goals are not just tasks on a to-do list, which you can just tick off once you've completed it, okay? Goals can be a stepping stone to a bigger cause in life. Therefore, you should always define what your goals are and make that clear enough before you set yourself on that journey. I hope that's making sense to you guys. And number two, write only the long-term goals. Okay? Just focus on the end result often derails us from our progress and not constructively planned when we only have set long-term goals, but not the short-term ones, which are required to accomplish the long-term ones. So, for instance, if you wish to start a bakery, you must not only be good in baking cakes and making a variety of confectionery and pastries, you must also know how to manage the business and employ the right people to help you operate that bakery. Those are the short-term goals of getting everything prepared for realizing the long-term goal of operating that said bakery. Setting short-term goals in sight of the long one is to help you focus on the one goal at a time and build on each success to reach further and apparently just achieve your long-term goal. Usually this sort of achievement really satisfies us even more in the end because you can see your progress along the way. And number three, pre-belief. I wrote this down. Pre-belief that it won't work. Okay? Those who have such belief usually have very consistent reasoning on rejecting certain ideas before reaching the final stages of setting their goals. So, like during the stages of setting goals, you should always embrace the foreseeable challenges after sufficient analysis and not be discouraged by them. So, in essence, over-analyzing and constantly filling ideas and efforts with doubts will definitely end the goal-setting process earlier than expected. There's a truth, there's the knowledge, there's the belief. So you have the truth, and then in that middle there is kind of, now you know what the truth is, and then the belief leads into that. Because during the stages of goal setting, we also have to acknowledge that it will not be possible to answer all the questions and create substantial plans to overcome the foreseeable challenges. Hope that makes sense to you guys. That brings us to number 4, writing our goals as negative statements. Oh, this one's key. Instead of working towards something we want, writing our goals as something we try to avoid or as obstacles we do not wish to overcome actually ends up affecting your motivation to finish that work. So how we write our goals down can really affect how we view it. In other words, nobody wants their goals to sound discouraging, right? That's kind of that whole optimist versus pessimist view. Because writing, let's see, it doesn't, so I'm going to put it, I like to lift weights and stuff like that, and I'm just trying to think here. Don't lift less than 120 pounds for your bench press. Definitely does not sound good and inspiring as good job on lifting 100 pounds on the bench press. Try lifting 120 pounds next week. The way the goals are written should inspire us to be dedicated to our goals and not try to instill the fear of failure in us. Or sometimes we talked about self-sabotage. We can do that also in our goal writing. And number 5, that brings us to number 5, because generic goals, having goals which are just often too similar to others around your age simply means the goals you have set are not specific enough. So how does this deter you from being successful? So that's a good question you might that you're thinking about that right now. Not having enough details of how your goals should specifically means the effort in which you will use might not be able to help you achieve whatever targets. For instance, here's an example. If you wish to buy a house, you must find out what the market price of the house is. Its size, its design, the loan repayment, the interest rates of the loan, the location of the house, and many other necessary factors for you to purchase the house successfully. Whether it's a vacation house or whether it's something that you're going to do, whether it's even a vacation that you're planning or increasing profits of your business, the more you specify your goals, the clearer it is in your mind that you may convince that these are goals you really wish to achieve. Got it? Even a vacation that takes planning. You don't just get out your door one day and go, I'm on vacation. That's not going to happen if you have any reasonable amount of measuring your achievement. And again, that brings us to 6, measuring results. Business leaders and successful entrepreneurs, I can't say that word today, excuse me, and professional affiliate marketers often face this problem of utilizing the right tools to measure the progress of their businesses. And those who have no idea how to measure the progress of their work during their goal setting process are just doomed to fail. It's just true. Measuring results is not only a good way of ensuring you are on the right track of your long-term goals, and besides that, it gives you a chance to improve. You can improve the results based on the goals you have specified during your goal setting. And that actually leads us into number 7, setting irrelevant goals. Wasting time on goals that are not relevant to the aim or your mission of your life will not benefit in the long term, right? Just like Bruce Lee said, your aim was too low, right? Besides having too many goals at one time and not being able to produce results for each goal after that, and then that you put in so much effort of all that irrelevant goal stuff that you will actually damage your progress to the long-term goal. Stay focused on the goals that you're trying to achieve and then go from that goal to another goal to another goal, and then you'll hit the bullseye. It'll just happen. And that brings us to 8, setting unrealistic goals. Okay, so we just got done covering that they're irrelevant goals. Now there's some unrealistic goals. Expectations versus reality. If you set goals which you could not realistically achieve over a certain period of time, you will feel discouraged, and eventually you'll give up and you'll stop chasing after your goals. And so please don't kill your chances of achieving your goals by being unrealistic. In setting your goals, you must set short-term goals or stepping stones for you to reach the bigger ones, right? These stepping stones will also nurture you, and when you're when you're faced with these bigger challenges, then you're able to handle them because you're in pursuit of your dreams. At the end of the day, it's important to be ambitious, but not too unrealistically excited. Okay? That will have such great impact on your goal setting. And number 9, not having reasonable time frame for achievement. While you can measure results with realistic goals, you have to have set time, and you have to always have an important factor, as any delay in achieving goals means less can be done to achieve it. Okay, because some goals have their time limits, and so progress must be measured over a certain amount of time. So, for instance, you worked out that your dream vacation in this July, years from now, that you have to save up a certain amount of money of salary every month. Let's just say 10%. So you will not have enough money for that vacation by then. So it's crucial that you save as much as you can, even in the amount you save each month can be different. Does that make any sense to you guys? Because so if you're going to go on vacation and you say, well, it's going to cost me $4,700 to go on this cruise, this vacation, and it's going to be for 10 days, you have to plan it out, make sure you know what your budget is and how much it's going to cost, and then you can say, okay, that's realistically, I can do that if your goal is to do that next year or 2 years from now, you could break that down and say, this is how much I need to save in order to go on that vacation or buy that dream house. I need to save this much to put this much down in order to get this done. And that leads us to number 10, the opinion of others. The opinion of others may have considerable weight in our goal setting. Definitely in that process, because these people are close to us, like our family, and sometimes our colleagues and friends and other people that might be part of your business aspirations. It's therefore this makes it understandable that we may have to set our goals based on most of their opinions. So especially if you have a business partner. Now, we have to make sure that the risk of setting goals of others under the illusion that you share those goals might actually be similar to the risk of setting irrelevant goals, as you may have listened to in episode number 7. We have to make sure that these goals are solely based on the opinions of others, and you will not be able to feel the satisfaction achieving them, especially if they're truly not your goals. Remember, your goals are unique to you. You may have a business partner, you may be in affiliate marketing, you may be doing something like that, and you have a similar aligned vision of what the company is, but your individual goals are uniquely to you. And one thing is I'm going to just cover this before we conclude today's episode. You guys have to know what goal setting is. I know we covered it right away in the beginning of this, but now that you've learned some of the common mistakes of goal setting, it's easy to believe that you could achieve your goals as long as you could define the obstacles and the methods to succeed. However, what most people have neglected throughout their journey of pursuing success is the sheer determination to sacrifice many other things along the way. Instead of asking yourselves questions like, what kind of success do you wish to have? How much resources are you willing to use each to reach your goal? That's important. And we have to answer, how badly do you want this? How much can you sacrifice for this? What motivates you may not only be extrinsic, but it also might be intrinsic, okay? I love the saying of Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That is so true, because many of us want to be successful in our work, and we realize that having goals is just the easy part. After all, very few people can give up their lifestyles, doubt their beliefs, and even risk their relationship with people to thrive. Sky's the limit. Everybody wants a gold medal, but not many are willing to train, eat, and live like a world champion, right? In other words, setting goals with only the future rewards in sight will not prepare us well mentally. To be the best, we must be able to bear all the costs to reach those goals. That's just everything, guys. That actually concludes our show for today. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow we're actually going to go into the power of goal setting. This is an important topic. I really need you guys to focus on this. Well, you guys, we've actually had some people that had listened to our previous show about breaking habits. Some people still want the power of taking action ebook and the actually millionaire blueprint from last show. We're gonna put it throughout this episode too for those who didn't get that, and we're gonna lead up to the other VIP training and the chance to win $500 in this show. So we're gonna have, this is another 8-part episode. I want to say thank you so much for listening. May you forever be richer. I am Jason Ryland. I am the host of Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing. You can donate to our show so we can keep the lights on, and you can definitely check out our webpage at rmgmedia.biz, and RylandMediaGroup.com for more information on what we're all about. And we're about helping you and building your goals. All right. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for listening.